Hi, my name is Dwayne. I wanted to ask you if the law can break the law to uphold the law. My case came before Judge Robert W. Tootin on October 6, 2011. In this hearing, I was denied due process and equal protection. When a court without jurisdiction and a district attorney, office of the court, denied knowledge of the recorded facts, and I have been grossly violated. The court is without jurisdiction because the order that the case is based upon from the 1998 does not exist. And the second order should be an amended order and is improper. Democracy is made mockery in a country which provides soldiers on two foreign shores that are bleeding and dying for our democracy. And those same soldiers pass through these same courts subject to the same injustice that I'm receiving. That is right. Each and every day, millions of men and women and children are affected by the multi-billion-dollar industry of child support. Pictures of sad children line the walls of the child support offices in order to bring shame on the men and women payers. The shame is the vast rate of incarcerations that take the place to strip children of relationships with their parents due to their indigent status in child support. With the nation and the largest financial crisis in history, the non-payers are jailed. The children remain impoverished with their mothers on welfare, while the states collect incentives at a rate of $50 to $60 per dollar collected. State fund. This gives loan sharks a bad name.
That's right.
Jailing these individuals for debts is against federal and local rules that states no one in this nation shall be jailed for debt. Yet it is under the banner of contempt of court. The structure of the family is set on unjust enrichment and corruption that circumvents law. I am currently held in contempt of court based upon a non-existing order.
That ain't right.
I am speaking for a child in which I was named the father by the married woman who petitioned the courts with an incomplete affidavit, which is improper. The affidavit plainly states that this woman carried the child from April 1992 to December 1993. People, this told 1 year and 9 months. If that were not enough, this innocent child was beaten by her mother's boyfriend during a separation from her husband. The child sustained permanent physical and mental damages. After discovery of the child's birth certificate, it was found that the child carries her attacker's last name.
That ain't right.
Public records support every word I'm telling you. In case number R094652, I am being pursued for child medical coverage despite Nevada revised statute 41.133, which states conviction of a crime is conclusive evidence of the facts necessary to impose civil liability for related injuries, in which he was found guilty and convicted of injuring the child. I am also being pursued for approximately $500 per month, including an arrears payment calculated at a rate and term of 158 years. Judge Tootin has reviewed my case with an evil eye and in ruling it with an uneven hand.
That ain't right.
As a result of the injuries, the child has received Social Security for all of her life. Since the disability, I requested a DNA in January 2011, in which I was denied and told, and I quote, the question is not if you are the father, the question is are you paying? I agree that this is the stage of the child's nearing adulthood, that the DA is certainly a moot issue. I filed and served an affidavit on due diligence in March 2011, asking the courts to consider which parts of payments I owe, subtracting medical costs and what has already been collected. Again, my pleadings were overlooked and orders kept going forward. I have been to 6 hearings this year alone, and on the last hearing on October 6, 2011, Judge Robert Tootin asked the DA to clarify their response to an affidavit of due diligence that was filed and served 8 months prior, in which due diligence that was filed and served 8 months prior, March 2011. The district attorney denied knowledge of the affidavit under oath, making a false statement that carries a penalty of 5 years in prison. Pursuant to due process of law, the deputy DA knew, or within reasonable exercise of legal knowledge, should have known. I believe that the DA denied the facts to avoid justification of the money being collected from me, and why. Through the false statement, my case was denied.
That ain't right.
I'm doing my legal work with the help of my dad, thanks Dad, who is a retired paralegal, and my wife, who is a DeVry graduate in criminal justice. Thank you, honey. There are men and women on 2 foreign shores that are bleeding and dying for our democracy and constitutional rights. Why then can the robes of justice camouflage with corruption and deceit? I became aware that Judge Tootin is formerly the director of the District Attorney's Office, Child Support Division, and that his wife currently sits as a court master in child support as well. My desire for a fair and impartial hearing is stacked against me.
That ain't right.
There are children who have reached the age of 18 that are assisting their parents to pay on arrears to keep their parents out of jail. I am in the process of filing a civil rights lawsuit in a staggering amount and a class action. This stands as a matter of record. I have talked to more than one attorney here in Las Vegas, which agrees that this case is based on corruption, but are afraid to take the case due to the repercussions they will suffer and being blackballed. One attorney told me this week the judge can do whatever he wants to.
That ain't right.
And that's not right. We are filing a civil rights lawsuit because of the said injustice, and request people to email me with their case details to become a part of this class action. If there is anyone out there that have been railroaded, hoodwinked, and bamboozled, and that's layman's term, as a daddy by default, please notify me at dshawn1948 at live.com, and that's DSHAWN1948 at live.com. Together we stand, divided we fall. I believe that there's no one that should be able to break the law. If they be judge, if they be DA, I believe that every man should be held accountable for his or her actions. I believe that no matter the age of a person, whatever age they are, or whatever race that they are, a gender, or their criminal past or background, or whatever it may be, I believe that, like I said earlier, that there's men and women that are fighting on two foreign shores for me to have the right to speak and to receive justice, and each and every man and woman to receive justice. And I believe that this is a new era and this is a new time, and now it's time that that we as a people stand together and we change some things around here. Daddy by default is ridiculous. It's all about the monies and not the child. There's families and homes are being broken up all over the dollar, and they're exploiting poor and innocent children. Stand with me, and please, let's fight the fight. Everyone deserves due process. So please, you have my email, and thank you for listening.